Hi everyone. Since I started this channel, the thing that I think that I've concentrated the most on, and the stories that I've done the most on, is propaganda in the media. I hate it. I think it's a cancer on democracy. I've shown instances over the last year of how a lot of the time when the media are practicing propaganda, they're doing it subtly. For instance, they'll say that Bashar al-Assad is a brutal dictator who resides over the regime of Syria, whereas Mohammed bin Salman, he's a prince who resides over the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's subtle, but it really does have an effect on people's minds. For instance, it's curious. The Washington Post, for instance, who have been very pro-Saudi Arabia in the past, and they changed their tune overnight, and Mohammed bin Salman became a dictator of the Saudi regime overnight after Khashoggi was chopped up in the embassy in Turkey. So it is curious. They know what they're doing, and it is something that they do and they are aware of, and sometimes, you know, they're doing it subtly, and it's hard to see. There were other times when not so subtle, and it's extremely easy to see that it's propaganda that they're doing on the public and they're about to do on the public. And in this case, boy, is it blatant, because this is Wales Online. The BBC are to screen a TV drama inspired by the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury. This is the story, the one story I think over the last year that has been lied about the most by the media and the establishment. The reason I say lied is because when you're talking to a child and a child he's lying to you and he knows he's lying, you just ask him questions and his story just keeps changing, or her story just keeps changing. It's the same case here. The story has changed with regards to this. I've lost track of how many times, but this is Wales Online. This is what they say. They say a new two-part BBC drama series will tell the story of the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury last year. Wales Online, bless you, I can guarantee you it won't tell the story of the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury last year. It will tell a story, but it won't be the story. For instance, according to the BBC, it says here, it will tell, quote, the story of how ordinary people reacted to a crisis on their doorstep, displaying extraordinary heroism as their city became the focus of an unprecedented national emergency. That's not the story of the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury. The story of the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury is the story of how the media, upon hearing, the establishment, upon hearing that Sergei Skripal had been poisoned, allegedly, put a D notice on the media from mentioning the fact that Sergei Skripal was linked to Christopher Steele, was linked to Pablo Miller, and was linked to Orbis Business Intelligence. Christopher Steele is a name that you might be familiar with. Christopher Steele is the author of the Steele dossier. The Steele dossier, of course, is the thing that was the catalyst for this 3-year fact-free conspiracy that said that Donald Trump was in the pocket of Vladimir Putin, and Vladimir Putin put him there because he hacked the election. Christopher Steele. He was Sergei Skripal's handler, I believe, at MI6, when Sergei Skripal was an agent for Russia back in the 2000s. Something that he went to prison over and then was released in a spy swap deal. Do you think they're going to tell that story? Do you think they're going to tell another name that was on that D notice from the media was Pablo Miller, who was his recruiter in MI6 and worked at Orbis Business Intelligence that was also on that D notice, that just happened to be the company that Fusion GPS, Hillary Clinton's company, paid Christopher Steele to what they paid him to come up with the dirt on Donald Trump, which became the Steele dossier. They're not telling that story, are they? Let's face it. That's the story. No, it's not the story of how residents all came together. If they did, great. But that's not the story. This is going to be pure propaganda. They're going to charge each household they can in this country for £154.50 a year while they're doing it as well. But look down here, a cast for the new BBC Two drama is yet to be announced. Answers below in the comments, please, as to who will be your choice as actor to play Sergei Skripal and Yulia Skripal, and maybe who do you think should play, I don't know, the army doctor, who was luckily the first to arrive on the scene on that bench where the Skripals were allegedly poisoned by Novichok, which had to be from Russia, by the way. It can't be manufactured anywhere else, honestly, even though the recipe is on Amazon and has been for a decade. They won't tell you, for instance, in that story, how the OPCW have a suppressed report has come to light from the OPCW, which really does show that that official narrative that was used to bomb Syria in 2018 was totally wrong. And it shows that the OPCW is most probably hijacked by Western democracies, I use the term lightly, like the United Kingdom and United States, to pressure them into saying whatever they will back up the United Kingdom and the United States narrative over that bombing. Because heaven forbid we bomb them and it was all balls. What we were told the pretext for. Remember, we were told the pretext for that from the OPCW. The OPCW, they responded to that incident in Salisbury. They won't tell you that story, will they, in the BBC? Be aware of that. That is propaganda. But then you may wonder why I've done this report in such a jovial way and with a smile on my face, because this is to be expected from the BBC. It's what they do. After all, aren't the BBC here to make drama out of fictional stories? I think that's the case, don't you? Thanks very much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. They unsubscribe people every day. They really do. Click the bell so you get a notification when I drop further videos, and please click through to the website. Find out ways you can support me. You can support me for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar helps. Can't do this without you. Thanks very much, and until next time, peace and take care.